Ancient spirits of evil, transform this decayed form to Mumm-Ra, the ever-living!
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is David and the amazing Miss Lady Pop Hunter. And we have another SideShow collectible statue, and this is Mumm-Ra, the ever-living exclusive edition. And this one is for LPH, and she's been waiting on this one. We're both big Thundercats fans, and she's been waiting on this one for a while.
And this one says Mumm-Ra on the box. The surprise you had, I'm so glad it didn't say what it was. And I was thinking that it might, go ahead.
Which was our last statue review, which was the Serpentor from Primal Studios. And you can see this one's taking some hits. That's a bad one right there, right on the edge of this box. But, you know, SideShow is usually really good about the packing material. So hopefully everything should be good. And this case is, what, 25 by 15 by 18.
Okay, and it's not as big because if you remember, Serpentor was in 2 boxes. This is only 1, and it's half the size of one of the Serpentor boxes. So, but I'm excited about it. Let's see what it is. And it shows on the outside is number 306 of 650. So it's a kind of a high number, but it's okay. That doesn't really matter, not to me anyway.
This is of the exclusive edition because there's 2 versions of this. And one of the versions comes with the sword of Plundar, I believe, an interchangeable hand or arm with the sword of Plundar.
Yeah.
So I probably should have opened that from the bottom, but we'll go ahead and we'll flip this over. And you see it's got the plastic bag that they wrap the initial case in, which is a great idea because you know they love leaving these out in the rain, right?
Yeah.
Turn Mumm-Ra upside down and slip him out. Nice and careful like. There it is.
And I'll wait until he flips it over, then we can.
I'll take the bag off and we'll turn it over.
Yeah. Yep, and that's the back of the box, I'm thinking.
Turn it around, yeah.
Yeah, so we see Mumm-Ra symbol.
With the Thundercats. And then there's Thundercats
on the top.
On the top of the box. And there's no portrait on this one.
No.
Sometimes there's a portrait on one side of the box, and the other, but this time there's no portrait. So we'll go ahead and get that foam insert. And there it is. There's your foam insert, and there's your SideShow seal, unbroken. And this seal actually, you can take that off of the tape and set it aside if you don't want to cut that. And like I always say, keep that packing material, folks.
Yeah, keep all of it.
This box, and even the shipping box, is important not only for keeping your product safe if you ever had to move this, but also for the value. And again, I'm going to show you, like I always do here. See how there's a lip on the bottom here? Get your fingers in there, and it releases the vacuum, and that'll come right off, because I see a lot of people in statue videos struggling with this box to get away.
Now, we can see here, product is here. It says product inside. This is a flap, so we got to open that up.
Yeah, we're going to turn this around. This, bottom, and the other side's the top. Okay. So there's probably a cape or some other mixed media in here, and we'll go ahead and carve that out.
Yeah, we'll get that
now. And then we'll turn the box the right side down so that we can look at what what's inside. And you don't have to cut this all the way out. Usually I just, I'll cut it on 3 corners just to make like a door. That way you can just slide it open. And see what's in there. Oh, that's the base under there. Usually
wow.
it's mixed media.
Okay.
This is the base. All right.
Alright.
And we'll show you the bottom here. And you see someone has handwritten 306 of 650.
Mm-hmm. Look at the
And
color.
it's his pool. The
Yeah.
pool that he, the reflection pool that he sees premonitions in. And got a bird creature and then a reptile
Right,
creature.
alligator looking.
Yeah, and then there's scales all the way around the bees, on the base, and it's got a good weight to it.
Mm-hmm.
And look, there's a literal footprint. See it?
Yeah.
And stalactites underneath, all under there. That's good color too. I like
Yeah.
that. I do. All right, so we'll set that down carefully. And there's felt little pads on the bottom there as well. Take this down, since this is the top side, and carve around the edges here to take a look at my wife's Mumm-Ra, which she's been waiting for a while. Sometimes with these statues, there's a lot of delays.
Yeah.
You know, the problems with manufacturing, problems with shipping and paint corrections and things like that. So, you know, you do your pre-order and then it just gets delayed over and over again. One that we're having an issue with that, like right now, it's been going on for a while, is she also has Masters of the Universe statues. We've been waiting quite a while for the Orko, and keep getting apology emails, you know, sorry for the delay, there's another problem. So here we go. And this one looks like it has wax paper. Now here's your exclusive, and I'm going to pull this up. And this is metal, actually. You can hear it. This is the exclusive alternate hand with the sword of Plumdar. Looks like a well-weathered sword. Mumm-Ra's hand and nails. Probably a magnetic fitting inside there. And some runes written into the edges of the blade, and a picture of a bull's head. And there's an alligator and a snake. And of course, that will connect underneath. We'll go ahead and show you every piece, and then we'll get about assembling this. Left and right claw hands. He's got a ring on one hand.
I never noticed a ring.
You can actually like see wrinkled skin. It's like textured, and you can see veins and wrinkling, and then especially on the inside when we turn the hands over. His fingernails. And of course, I believe this is a quarter scale.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the cape.
It's nice and weathered.
Yeah, it looks beat up.
Yeah, it's a good touch. Great detail. You don't want it to look like it just came off the showroom floor.
You know, because his cape is actually the robe that Mumm-Ra wears.
Yeah.
And it becomes a cape when it transforms.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty tattered.
Yeah. And I've seen several that SideShow have done where they have capes and it's dirty, it's got mud splatter on the bottom, and it's a good touch because it makes it look more realistic.
Yeah, especially with the mixed media. And there's wires in this too, I can feel them.
Mm-hmm.
So you can...
And you can see the tears in there, and all of that's just very good detail on the side of the artist.
And then there's the ends there.
Mm-hmm.
Where it connects onto his chest
Yeah.
or his collar.
And I hope they do one of Mumm-Ra, the mummified Mumm-Ra.
Yeah.
Not the, because Ever Living is great, but it would be a great companion piece.
And here are the other two heads that go in the base. The boar and the
Bull.
bull or buffalo, which are made to look like stone.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice detail on these.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see a Mumm-Ra companion piece, and particularly because it's something that I think is overlooked. Is something with Mumm-Ra.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see Mumm-Ra. There's a lot of depth to the Mumm-Ra character that is really kind of neglected, and one of those is his connection to Mumm-Ra, who he actually in the show has been known to tell that he loves. And there's a lot of depth to the character you don't think about. There's one episode in particular where Mumm-Ra runs away and Mumm-Ra spends the entire episode chasing around trying to find him, and then tells him that he's sorry for being mean and that he loves him.
Look at those eyes. It looks like it's glowing.
Yeah.
Oh, look at his chin and his teeth.
And yeah, the detail on the
Wow.
teeth, and then even in the neck part here, which is sculpted. It's not mixed media, and it looks like fabric.
Yeah, it looks like the wrappings that he's wrapped in, because you remember when he changes the bandages or wrappings come off, but some of them are still on him.
And you see this is all mixed media here, the collar and then the
Yeah.
tassels is all mixed media, and these all have wires in them so you can flow them out however you choose.
And then you can see the snakes on his helmet.
Yeah.
It's good detail.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail to that face.
Mm-hmm.
It's well done.
Yeah.
And I'm not seeing any damage thus far. And like I said, usually they're really good about that, but it's important to look out for that. And there's some foam pieces in between his legs.
Yeah, so they don't rub.
Here's the heaviest piece. And goodness. Take a look at this. I'm just going to hold it at the side. Mixed media, because the skirt is cloth and it feels like it has wire in it as well, I believe. Yes, it does. And the belt is a separate piece and there are chains behind it.
You can see all the muscles.
And the skin, it has flesh texture and you can feel it. You can feel this flesh. And you can see that he needs a pedicure pretty badly too. There's a lot going on Mumm-Ra's feet there.
Yeah.
But there's good detail and you can see all the bone, the joint segments in his metatarsals, and everything is just really well done. And I'll put him around backwards here.
See all the muscles in his back.
And it's got some good weight to it. It's not too terribly heavy, but it's got a good solid weight to it. The hands and the head are light, but this has got some decent weight.
Okay.
This is a nice piece. It doesn't look like it's going to be too difficult to assemble, I don't believe, either. And you see even the bottoms of his feet have been done.
Yeah.
And that's all the pieces, I believe. So we can go ahead and take this in the other room and see about putting it together for you.
Okay. Okay, and now we have it all laid out. So let's look at the pieces laid out, and then we're going to put it all together. So as you can see, it's not as many pieces, so it shouldn't be difficult to put together at all. It's just a few pieces, and they look pretty simple. So we're going to put them all together. Okay, and now we're going to get ready to...
And we'll start off with the base, which there's a great deal of significance to. And there are no instructions with this one this time. I guess that's right. And these four ancient spirits of evil are actually very significant because Mumm-Ra is a slave. Mumm-Ra is a slave to the spirits of evil that control the pyramid. And a lot of the things that he does, a lot of the actions that he takes is because he has no choice. As I was saying, you know, sometimes with some of these evil villain characters, there's quite a bit more depth to them than you might have realized when you were a child. A lot of these are very well written stories. That should go right in there. And it's probably going to be difficult. And I'm guessing it's going to be difficult just because of the paint on there. Sometimes, there we go, got it. Sometimes when they paint those pegs, the fittings are so tight it doesn't want to go in very well. Mumm-Ra, of course, who was very upset about being disturbed because he was in his 1,000-year slumber. And lo and behold, the Thundercats and the mutants show up and wake him up and then put him in a position where he's got to satisfy the ancient spirits of evil and get rid of the Thundercats. Fabric on that one's kind of getting in the way of the insertion of this particular peg. Trying to line it up right. There it is. So this one's going to be really simple. There's not too many pieces.
And he only came with one head.
Yeah, one head for this one.
Yeah, so you don't get to really change out his head all that much.
Flare that out.
And he's an impressive piece. It's pretty simple, but still, just the coloring, the base looks nice, the posing, really good pose. So,
And we'll go with the claw hands first, and then we'll put in the Sword of Plundar accessory hand. Now this is the one, the standard one that you would get. And of course the Sword of Plundar is what makes this the limited edition. And so we'll just take a good look at him with move the light a little bit so you can see just how much the color pops when he comes around. Because that blue is just really nice.
yeah, nice shading on it. I think it captured him pretty well. And I like his eyes because when you look at his eyes, it looks like it's glowing.
Yeah, it does. It's like a metallic paint in the eyes there.
Yeah.
We can kind of do different things with the cape.
Yeah, you can play around with it to see how much it does.
I'm gonna put the sword of Plundar together, which basically just goes like that. It's metal. The sword is metal. And we'll go ahead and we'll swap that out. One thing that I did notice I thought was a bit unusual was inside of the right wrist socket where the magnet goes. You see how that came off? There's actually a little bit of rust in there, which I thought was unusual. And the silica gel packet should have prevented that. Silica gel rather should have prevented that, but did not. And there is the Sword of Plundar attachment.
Yeah, and that's really nice.
Yeah, that makes it a lot more dynamic.
Yeah,
You can just,
make it look more action-packed.
he is jumping into it, and there's a companion piece to this, which is Lion-O wielding his sword. So I think it would be great to set these two up so that they're almost facing each other.
Yeah, like a face-off.
Yeah, here comes Mumm-Ra in the ever-living form against Lion-O. And you see here, these are real chains on his belt as part of the mixed media. I don't think they're metal though. They might be plastic. The belt feels like it's some kind of vinyl, and it's got plastic inlays for the jewels. The rest of this, all these other bandages are mixed media, except of course for the loincloth, which is cloth.
And that's just well done.
It is. That's a very nice piece. I like this.
And if you're a Thundercats fan, it's a must-have. I'm a big fan of villains when it comes to statues, artwork, and even collectible figures, because it just seems like it's so much more that you can do with it, with their face and the coloring and their outfits. It seems like the artists really get into the villains more than they do the heroes. So I like to collect the villain statues and paintings.
And like we were talking about earlier, when you really study the characters, the villains have a lot more interesting of a story. Like I said, Mumm-Ra was actually the one who was disturbed. Mumm-Ra is a slave to the spirits of evil. Mumm-Ra does have emotions because he's confessed love for his companion. So there's a lot more depth to his character. He's kind of misunderstood, sort of like Skeletor.
Yes, Skeletor has I think the saddest story of all of the villains. If you ever look deeper into his storyline, he was done real bad. He was done real bad.
You want to go around him and take some close-up angles? And there's Mumm-Ra coming at you. Let's really get a nice look at some of the detailing on this. And I'm thinking that you're probably going to want to go with the Sword of Plundar look, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just more dynamic, more action.
Sure. Oh, this is mixed also. His whole harness is mixed media.
Yeah.
And get in there and you can really see the texture. You can see the shading that's been painted in. They've done a great job on that. And take a close look at that face, getting right in there, and you can see the teeth. The way the teeth are painted, they almost look like they're different material, like they were inserted into the statue. And then the eyes, of course, which are like a metallic sort of a red.
Yeah, they almost look like they glow.
Even the eyes on the snakes on his helmet are painted.
Yeah.
His symbol of the black pyramid. This is just really well done by SideShow. I gotta give them credit. I'm not really seeing any flaws, because sometimes, you know, paint mistakes happen. But I'm really not seeing anything. This looks very weathered, his cauldron. Nice deep purple coloring, like it's bubbling liquid, and the stalactites all hanging underneath. I like that effect. But SideShow typically does a pretty decent job with their work.
Yeah.
No instructions. I would have liked to have seen instructions with it, just for the sake of doing it. Also, or at the very least, you know how some places will give you a layout of how to insert things back into the packaging.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Something simple. I know it seems like, oh, what would you need that for? It looks pretty simple, but some people do get confused. So a sheet of paper, you know, and that's really kind of nitpicking a little bit. That's not the worst thing. I really can't complain about any of this. The paint looks great. The sculpting is great. The packaging was pretty well done.
And the parts that's supposed to look like stone actually looks
like stone. Yeah. It looks like sandstone. It does.
And that's the look they were going for, and I think they did a good job achieving that.
And I can't wait to see the companion piece to this.
Yeah.
The Lion-O that should be coming up here shortly. That's the next one that you are expecting.
Mm-hmm. And again, I hope they do the Mumm-Ra in his mummified form. That would just be a real topper for this piece right here.
Yeah.
I think that would be really nice.
With Mumm-Ra. Because I just really like Mumm-Ra.
Mumm-Ra was a good character.
Yeah, Mumm-Ra was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Mumm-Ra was a cool character. They should do it.
Yeah.
That is impressive. And of course, his spare hand, extra hand, I don't know what we can do with that.
Just set it there like that.
Set it in the front. What are we going to do? But yeah, that is impressive. Very nice. Well, we hope you enjoyed this. I do believe that, at least at the time of the filming, that the regular edition of the Mumm-Ra is still available, and of course that's the one without the Sword of Plundar, is still available on SideShow. And no, we don't work for SideShow. Wish I did, because that would be fun, but what are you going to do? Please do give the video a thumbs up if you got something out of it. Share and subscribe. Check out some of our other videos for more statue reviews, for action figure reviews. We got 1/6 scale and Mezco 1/12 collective, and that's on Open by Chance. And if you're watching this on Lady Pop Hunter, because we both have a channel and we collaborate. She's my wife, by the way. That's how lucky I am. And we do not only reviews, but we also do hunt videos and unboxings and mail calls and a lot of other stuff on the channel. So check us out. So all that being said, thanks for watching. We hope to see you again soon. And bye for now.
Ancient spirits of evil, transform this decayed form to Mumm-Ra.